somebody's up.
Yeah, I was playing piggy banking. It was giving me lots of bonuses.
Lots of. There you go, folks. We turned $75 of free play into $190.
Steak is really good.
Yeah, look at those fries. You got the Polish there.
Yeah, Polish and it's all
I've
decked
never seen
out.
fries like that. It must be some special
They call them sidewinder fries.
sideline. Good morning to you guys. It's DJ Wonder Chrissy. It's the last day of January 31st, 2004. Let's have a drum roll for the last day of January. I didn't think it would ever get here. All right, so today I got a good show for you. We're going to concentrate on Denver, which is a couple days away from evicting their people, and they have a pretty aggressive eviction schedule, according to what I hear. It's like 30 days for individuals or actually 2 weeks or something. But they've put it on a hold because of the snow and the cold. But now, come the first week of February, they're getting ready to enact that plan and get rid of the migrants back into the city. So we'll be watching that. And we've got a report here from Lawrence Jones of Fox and Family Morning Show, where he talked to the mayor, I think the mayor of Denver, and talked about what's going on there. And it was a good interview, some good information. The key thing here, though, I didn't realize Denver per population has more people than all the other welcoming cities. They have 40,000 migrants go through there, and they only have a population of a little over 700,000. So we're in Chicago, we have like a 2 million population, and New York City has more than that. By per capita, Denver's taking on a huge amount of migrants, 40,000. And it's showing all across the city. So let's play this video for you, and we'll get some facts and figures on what's going on in Denver. All right, so let me cue this up pretty good here.
Mayorkas and Joe Biden, and look at their policies and executive orders to reverse Donald Trump's policies, and it goes right back to those illegal immigrants on the streets beating up our cops.
It's also the cross-section of the downside of Sanctuary City.
Yeah, and Google, I'm not going to show it here, but in New York City on Saturday, there's a video out there from Times Square where two policemen were interdicting into some illegal migrants who were doing pickpocketing and a brawl. They accosted. The two cops tried to take one of them into custody, and a gang fight ensued, and cops got kicked, and the group of kids are young single adults from Venezuela. Got into a fight, and I guess the people they arrested them, and then guess what? They got out with no bail. So that's what's going on in New York. It's chaos supreme.
right? Because if this happened in a place that didn't have sanctuary city policies, they would call ICE and those people would get deported, not here.
Right. ICE has been defanged, and number two is sanctuary cities. President Trump, one of the first things he did is told the courts, forget it's unconstitutional. The courts pushed back and said he can't do that.
Well, one of the big sanctuary cities is where Lawrence Jones has been dispatched. He's in Denver today. And Lawrence, you were talking to the mayor there about their sanctuary status, because right now it's at the crisis level. They've got the highest number per capita of migrants in that city you're standing in America.
Hey, good morning, family. A big interview with the mayor here, Mike Johnson. And to go to the people that are seeking asylum, I asked the mayor, I said, you know, what are you going to do when a lot of these folks are on the street because you guys just don't have the resources? And he gave me the story of one of the migrants that came across the border illegally, that she was a police officer in Venezuela. And I said, you know, Mr. Mayor, you got to realize that not all of them are going to have that back, or not all of them are.
The old hopium from the mayor, the hopium that all these people are outstanding citizens that came here. Not the case, folks.
Are going to be people that are law-abiding citizens. I mean, their first act was breaking the law. And I think...
Interesting, right? Yeah. We got all these law-abiding citizens, and they decided to break the law by coming to the United States.
Came to the point of understanding a mayor that wants the best for his city, but also has this loyalty to the ideology of letting migrants.
Just on a side note, I do believe pot is legal in Denver and Colorado, so maybe the mayor there's got a little thing to help him with his opium going on, if you know what I mean.
Across the border. I also talked to him about the breaking point of the city. This is what he had to say. Watch.
Every hotel room we have in the city of Denver is full. We're at 5,000 people in shelter, and we have more coming every day. And so we have to reactivate the policy we've always had, which is you can come and...
I guess there's a lot of migrants that want to go skiing, so they're coming to Denver.
...stay for a length of time, but it can't be forever.
At what point does your city reach its breaking point?
Yeah, I think our city is very close to its breaking point now, and we've been talking to leaders in D.C. around the country about why we needed to take action here. I think we have successfully welcomed almost 40,000 migrants in the last year, and we know what it takes to do this successfully. We just need that help, and the things we need are, yes, we need federal dollars, but
when you hear these mayors talk, the migrant lingo, resources, we need more resources. Folks, that's translation for money. We need more money. I think they get tired of calling it money, so they say we need more assets, we need more resources. And Brandon, notice when Brandon Johnson, we never watch him on his videos, he talks about the mission. It's not the crisis or the chaos or whatever's going on in the city. He says they're on a mission. They have a mission that they're executing. So he never talks about the crisis. It's always a mission.
The most important thing is we need, work authorization for folks when they arrive, and we need those resources at the border so you can add more security at the border and so you can help process those asylum claims.
It would be a hell of a lot easier if they just closed the damn border. We wouldn't need anything.
So the folks that do arrive here can work. The challenge we have is you have someone that will arrive in Denver who's been admitted on an asylum claim, but their court date for their asylum case is 6 years away. And they're in Denver for 6 years without an ability to work and support themselves.
You know, guys, I give the mayor a lot of credit. We reach out to these liberal city mayors every single day asking them, to come on the program, to make their case to our audience, and not a lot of them do it. He chose to do that. Later on in the interview, I asked him, did he have a message for Greg Abbott now that he has the pressure now? Because at first he was very critical. What he says, we're going to tell you, we're going to show you later on in the program. We also asked him, do you regret being a sanctuary city? Right. Would you change that? Would you do anything different? We asked him about that, and he's going to tell us about that later on in the program as well. But again, a lot of credit to the mayor for showing up, answering the questions.
Right. This is a complete circle. We defund the cops. We don't back them. Now we break the border and tell the cops to wrangle them up and create some type of semblance of order, and they're getting attacked. So now, and the people who opened up their arms now are losing their cities. I hear in Denver, nobody wants to live there anymore. You can't get a hotel room. It's a fraction of what the city was before. So don't tell me you got a big heart. Think America first. Your goal is to make the people of Denver, will make their lives better, not welcome in the world and demand federal funding for it. By the way, the federal funding doesn't come from the president's pocket. It comes from federal tax dollars in a country that's $36 trillion over in debt. It's nuts. Lawrence?
So there you go. There's the reality of it. But Brian Kilmeade kind of puts it into perspective. So we can go back to the. He follows up a little more in-depth interview with the mayor of Denver. We'll play a little more of that for you. And I hope this is good content for you guys, because it is interesting. And you're peeling back some of the media. You're going right to the source of what's going on in Denver. And it's a mess, just like New York and Chicago. So let's continue with the interview here from Lawrence Jones.
Hey, good morning, family. Talk about living with the consequences of your decision. And there's no city and no mayor that's had to endure the consequences of their decision to be a sanctuary city than Denver. Had the opportunity to talk to the mayor yesterday to get his thoughts on the current crisis and what would he do differently. Here's that interview. Watch. So, Mr. Mayor, you got a tough challenge now. Got 40,000 migrants. That's the highest per capita for any city in the country.
Yes.
At what point does your city reach its breaking point?
Yeah, I think our city is very close to its breaking point now, and we've been talking to leaders in D.C. around the country about why we need them to take action here. I think we have successfully welcomed almost 40,000 migrants in the last year, and we know what it takes to do this successfully. We just need that help, and the things we need are, yes, we need federal dollar.
What's going to happen then when they're not able to be sheltered? They're going to be on the street, I'm assuming. And are you concerned about that?
Yeah, so we've always had a length of stay policy here, which was generally individual adults could stay for 14 days and families could stay for 37 days. We paused it for about 4 to 6 weeks during very, very cold times, November and December. Every hotel room we have in the city of Denver is full. We're at 5,000 people in shelter, and we have more coming every day. And so we have to reactivate the policy we've always had, which is you can come and stay for a length of time, but it can't be forever.
Do you believe that some people on your side of the aisle, and maybe you included because you're in support of sanctuary cities, share some responsibility in this crisis? Because people came by invitation.
I think it's clear we have a broken immigration system, and I think both parties for 40 years own that because we failed to come up with a solution on that.
There's the liberal thinking there. Keep in mind, though, prior to Joe Bergen taking office, we didn't have a major issue like this. Something happened after Joe Bergen came to office, folks. Think about that.
You've been a little critical of Governor Greg Abbott and him busing the migrants here. But it seemed like as someone that's been covering the border for years, there was no attention on the crisis until he started to ship migrants to other cities, and then suddenly became a national emergency.
I do understand why he's busing them. I think his take is that no one state should have to carry the entire weight of this newcomer population.
Do you agree with that?
I think no one state should and no one city should. And I think that's the same way we've approached it. I think he's mostly sending people to 3 cities, to New York and to Denver and to Chicago. And I think in the same way that no one state should carry it, probably no 3 cities should also carry it.
I know you met with Alejandro Mayorkas on the 18th, the Homeland Security Secretary. He's being impeached now. The articles have been written. How do you feel about that? Do you believe that he holds some type of responsibility for what's happening at the border?
I think he understands the crisis. He's met with me multiple times, and I think he's laid out the path that we need here, which is he knows the problem. He's the one who said we need more security at the border, we need more people, we need the ability to process these things.
This guy is a bag of you-know-what. He just wants to process them quicker. We're on schedule to allow 10 million illegals in during the Joe Bergen administration. So think about that. 10 million. That's the same size of the state of Ohio, folks, that we're going to let in over a matter of 4 years. That's what's happening right now.
It's quick. decide who stays and
He
who
said
goes.
that they have control of it, though, that they have operational control of the border.
We're seeing the largest global migration in history right now from both South America and other parts of the world, and that this is not just a United States phenomenon. But I do think that this is why he's clearly saying, I need more resources at the border, and there are folks on our side that won't like the fact that a lot of these dollars are going to go to enforcement at the border. I think this is where you expect people to meet each other halfway, and for centrist Republicans and leaders in that party to say, yeah, I might not like 100% of what I do want is a plan to control entry, to get people work authorization, to provide the resources to these cities and states that are struggling, and to move the country forward. I think there is a path here, and I think Mayorkas is pushing for it, and I think folks like Senator Cornyn and Senator Langford are working hard to get to that deal.
Hey guys, we're going to have a teacher here in Denver that is seeing the crisis firsthand later on in the show next hour. I can't wait to have her here. Guys, I was looking for that big moment where he said, damn, we messed up on this. We didn't get that, but it was a different tone toward the governor of Texas.
Right.
It looks like he realizes the weight.
Yeah, right. You know what's so interesting is it, number one, I love the fact he sat down with you, a smart guy, obviously. It's just his policies are all wrong. He does not see they're pressuring these other countries to keep their people in their country, pressuring Mexico to remain in Mexico, telling Mexico you keep 20,000 troops on your border like you did in previous years, or you're going to get some tariffs. He does not see the ripple effect, and that's what this administration did. They undid all the pressure on those countries to stop the mass migration. He thinks it's just because of climate change or people getting tired of their countries or poverty. All those elements existed prior.
Yeah, and he's saying essentially if the Joe Biden administration is going to do this, we need the money, and so Lawrence, ultimately, they're waiting for the page.
And Governor Abbott just said that he has bused 103,000 migrants from Texas to blue cities across the country, which is really moving the needle because now you have Democrat mayors and governors that are speaking out, and it trickles up to Joe Biden, who has now officially called this a crisis. There's no way he would have said that if Abbott wasn't busing these people across the country.
Great
Very
job.
Exactly right.
Great job in Denver, and more with Lawrence for the next 2 hours and 15 minutes.
So there you go. Great report from Lawrence Jones. Comment down below what you think of that. What kind of content did you think that was? A little eye-opening, but these blue cities are pretty much the same. It's predictable, folks. I'm here to tell you it's predictable. Chicago is, trying to do things a little bit different. They still have their. They decided to not evict for another 2 months, so you're going to see Chicago's costs just surge, and they're going to be without money. According to Brandon yesterday, we covered this. They're spending $1.5 million a day conservatively in Chicago. But they only have $150 million budgeted for this year, so that means come beginning the first 2 weeks in April, they're going to be out of money. They're going to be out of money the first couple of weeks in April, and who knows what they'll do then. As I said before, if you want chaos, try see what happens when people don't have access to food for 3 to 4 days. Then chaos, worse than what we have now. I mean, it's pretty chaotic right now, but just throw that into the mix if people aren't fed food for 3 to 4 days and see what happens. So I'm going to end right there. Thank you for joining. This is Migrant Mayhem. Like, share, and subscribe. This is Land Cruiser Midwest. Check out our sponsor, Susie Q Slots. Great channel, great content. And check out all the videos on our channel, too. We do a little bit of everything, folks. We do car shows. We do foodie stuff. We do some exploring in the Midwest. We do a little bit of everything. We're just not Migrant Mayhem, folks. Got a little bit of everything on the channel. So check it out. This is DJ Wonder Chrissy. And, you know, I gotta beat the AI here because they're always cut off my ending lately. God bless Donald Trump. God bless Donald Trump. God bless Donald Trump. So make sure we get that in there. We'll see if the AI does it this time. God bless Donald Trump.